Hi. In recent conversations, the topic of race has been brought up with respect to psychotherapy. I pretty much was asked the question, do I think it matters whether or not an African American patient sees an African American therapist? Well, I would have to say that depends. Do I think that a Caucasian or Asian or Hispanic therapist can work with an African American? Absolutely. Because as we know, therapy is about a relationship. It's about building a relationship, getting comfortable with the person, and just really free flowing with a purpose so that you can start to make progress in your life. However, in the African American community, therapy is sort of taboo. It's not a topic that's talked about amongst blacks in their home, particularly African Americans. There's some still refer to a psychotherapist as a shrink. Some still feel you have to have a problem to go to therapy. And so when that happens, a lot of trust issues with the therapist may come up with an African American patient. And they may not fully trust that they're not being judged. So many African American patients would look for African American psychotherapists to attend treatment with. And that's okay. However, I have a myth buster that I would like to discuss. And that is, not all African American psychotherapists can relate to all African American patients. That's a really bad way of thinking that many African Americans have when they find a therapist. You have to really connect with the person, period. You never know. You might connect with somebody who's not of your race, who's not in your background. You guys might click very well. Or maybe you grew up a different way, you believe different things, and you didn't grow up in a city, or you didn't grow up with in poverty or whatever, and a therapist may not be able to totally relate to that. But it really isn't about what the therapist can relate to. It's how you feel with the therapist. Do you feel safe speaking to the therapist? Do you feel that this therapist can understand where you're coming from? And it really does depend on the skill of the therapist, regardless of their background. The skill of the therapist is important. Do they ask the right questions? Do they engage you? Do they make you feel comfortable? Are they genuine? Are they authentic? These are the kind of things you have to look for when picking a therapist, not necessarily race. However, finding a therapist that you can relate to in terms of race is not a bad idea. It's not a bad thing. The only thing I am saying is it needed for successful therapy? No, it is not. Does it play a crucial role in therapy? Sometimes. That's pretty much all I'm saying. So again, just really look for a therapist that you can click with, that you can talk to and feel comfortable around. And with any therapist, whether he or she is African American or not, if you are feeling some type of discomfort, therapy is a place where you could bring it up and you can express how you're feeling and disclose what your true feelings are, because that's the only way you're going to move past that blockage, that obstacle, and get the results that you require. I hope this answers your question.